just a beautiful day. And we gonna drop some things though. It's a beautiful day. I'm about to be a little bitter in a while, but we're not that's not the first thing order of business. I really didn't want to do too much studying. I was kind of lazy. And it's like a slow week. Weekends never really is that much to talk about, but I want to talk about Shay Alexander Gilgis, whatever, however you pronounce the found name. Shay Gilgis Alexander, whatever. Bro, single-handedly, I would hope the league, and I think the league is noticing that them trying to make another Michael Jordan because he had similarity like to his look. I know when y'all see Jimmy Butler, y'all say Butler like Michael Jordan, little off-brand son or whatever. Michael Jordan kids is his kids. His kids is failures as far as sports goes. Shit, some of them failures in life, cokeheads, fucking cougars, and using this money like them niggas ain't really did nothing. That's I guess that's something to talk about real quick before I get into the Shay thing. All these kids who are nepotism babies or whatever, it be sad when they don't like when they just do bad. Like Ryan, what was that guy name who played on I'm old school, so I remember the show called All in the Family. Ryan Renner or whatever. Y'all know him as a producer. I know him as the white boy meatball, meathead or whatever. That was what Archie Bunker used to call him. Hell, I knew Archie Bunker before he was the chief on the Heat of the Night. You know what I'm saying? I go back that far, even though I'm young relatively, but I grew up watching old shows like that. Having said that, these kids who grow up with these millionaire parents, it's always shocking. First of all, let me open this stream up the proper way. Those who bless Israel shall be blessed. I didn't open it up correctly. Let me say that. Now let me get back into the conversation at hand. So, these nepotism babies, like you growing up with a parent that's a millionaire, I don't want to hear, and I'll be the first one to tell people money doesn't fix all things. I get that. However, growing up with money does change your surroundings and your exposure to things. It does. It's just a fact. I used to always look at, how they say like there's a you in a parallel universe. There's somebody that's similar to you because there's only so many faces in the world. There's nobody that looks. The greatest compliment a woman ever gave me was she never seen nobody that looked like me. I've seen people that look like me, but for her to tell me that, that was beautiful in a world that duplicates itself ever so often. Personalities duplicate itself, where somebody reminds you of somebody. It's not like a fingerprint. A fingerprint is more spontaneous than a personality or a face. So with that said, um, finding your yourself or alternative version of what you would have been like under a different dynamic had you had money or had you had resources, had you had a two-parent household, et cetera, things that actually matter. People act like it doesn't matter. And mind you, there's been a lot of millionaires, football players, basketball players that got these LeBron James stories, single mother household. Dwayne Wade mom was a crackhead, respectfully. And these people grinded to the top. Beautiful stories. But you just have that it's only a beautiful it's such a beautiful story because of what they had to overcome, but it's so many stories of success where people didn't have to overcome as much because their parents laid down a format. That's why sometimes, and now I finally got something to talk about because I got a lot of things to say. Actually, didn't even know it. I was thinking about the biggest failures, the biggest heartbreak I ever had in my life that I just can't seem to shake is when I met my baby mother. I just knew she was for me. I was for her. It's like Silk got a song called "Girl You For Me." And I just knew we would be together forever. I knew she would have my kids. I never fathomed that I wouldn't be with my kid's mother forever. Like I waited 35 years to have my first child. So and I smashed a lot of chicks. So it was intentionally being careful and cautious of how I proceed. With that said, when I look at the family pictures and the photos that I keep and a mural that I keep of us as a family. And she said it herself. She said, I effed up our family. Yeah, you did. And the crazy part is like I just never seen a world where we couldn't like I say to myself all the time, like we could have been two more kids in, we could have had three kids by now, doing great, having fun, like being silly. Like I used to like with me and my baby mom used to go to the script club. We used to go to the club. We used to have fun, like real deal fun. And I just don't understand why you would neglect that fund for a person that can't even give you a better life. Like, and then you don't even end up staying with that person. Now you just person to person having you having the same life you had before me. And I get it. Some people will say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Hell with all that. Every woman is subject to be a hoe, depending on the right day and the right time of the month. You catch her, she getting off. That's just how it goes. Every woman has hoe in them, whether they demonstrate it or not. They have it. It's dormant. So I don't want to hear that. Oh, you can't turn a hoe into. Plenty of men have turned whores into housewives. A whore is under. It's all perception of what you define as a whore in the first place. I found a person that I can get along with and that I really liked and who liked me, who I can have little to small arguments, who wasn't judgmental, who was carefree, who had similar qualities. I'm an Aquarius, she was an Aquarius. I was under the belief that we got the same structure. With that said, because I don't went off track. These I wanted to give my child that rich life, and what I call rich is not just financially, but it's the ability to wake up and have mommy and daddy laying right next to each other or sleep between mommy and daddy. 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, you can go lay in the room with mommy and daddy and wake up with mommy, mwah, kiss daddy, mwah. That's rich. That's some shit I never fathomed or never had. That's what I wanted to provide. That was the biggest thing beyond money that I felt that I could give my child, and that's what my baby mama took for granted. I still love her to death, but we will never do anything sexually. That's what she had to discover. It took years for her to understand that I can love you without sex. As much as I love sex, I love myself more. So Janae Aiko, I love me enough for the both of us, the three of us, the 10 of us, your daddy, your mama, my mama, and my daddy. I love me enough for all of us. So not enough to not disrespect myself to sleep with a person again that disrespected me and fucked up my dream and fantasy of having a perfect family. With that said, let's go back to these nepotism babies. They got parents that been together their entire life. That's your first richness. That's your first blessing. We're gonna talk about I'm gonna get to these comments, but I gotta stay on my point real quick. I ain't let nothing divert me. So you rich enough to have this. The second thing is motherfuckers be fighting to get to the ghetto. Like I used to have this girl I used to call my sister named Ashley Harris back in the days. And she was from Pembroke Pines, and she's the one to come to the ghetto so bad. I said, "Why the hell you want to come here? Niggas like me, we fighting to get to where you at." She went to I think she ended up going to Flanagan. It was like school out west, rich school. And I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I never could figure out why they do suburban kids want to be so down. Like, nigga, I would if I wasn't from the ghetto, I wouldn't even visit it. Like, what's attractive about it? Nothing. You niggas can't make it look appealing for nothing. I don't give a damn. You come through in 60,000 donks and every Mopar they ever created and do donuts in the street or do side shows or whatever. I could care less about your little ghetto life. I like this cul-de-sac, laid back, quiet, peaceful country club living that my parents have worked so hard to put me in position. And I am not finna mess it up. They gave me an alley hoop. I'm not finna miss the layup. So, having said that, I just always struggled to see why kids that has nepotism struggle so much and they abuse drugs so much. Like it's not as easy as you think. Oh, really? Take my childhood and I'll trade you your childhood and let's see what it culminates to. Because one thing I won't do is fuck up. If my pops gave me some X amount of money, I had a car. My daddy ain't never bought. I used to. Funny thing is, and shout out to my old girl, meaning my mama. She did things for my big brother she never did for me, and I used to get so pissed about that shit. I used to be like, "Why you sign for this nigga insurance and sign?" She never co-signed nothing for me. No cars, no apartments, nothing. My daddy, that pussy nigga, wouldn't do none of that shit for me. This nigga, he bought his youngest son after me, a side chick. Like one of his side chicks he had a baby with, he bought her son a house. I'm like, you a disrespectful nigga, fam. You disrespectful. You you ain't even bought the woman you been with, not even my mama. You ain't even bought my stepmama kids no crib. And you bought a whole outside little nigga. I ain't never met the nigga. I know I'm the only child that know all this nigga kids. I know of them, and I met most of them. I say that to say people be out here living like on some crazy shit. And it just gave me reason. Like, I'm always a person where I watch a person and I learn from them. Like, I use a person as a tool, an example as to what to do and what not to do. So that's just my gripe is, if you're a child who are coming up in a affluent situation and you're looking at it like, oh, I'm this is no fun. They're so strict, bro. They're just trying to make sure you don't fuck up what they work for, fam. Like, bitch be slaving out here. Bitch probably don't get rich or relatively rich to 50, 60 years old. It ain't like the motherfuckers you see online. Oh, that's another thing too, because that's gonna get a segue. Please, somebody remind me, 'cause I'm about to do some hating later in the stream. And I'm gonna tell you about how I'm just tired of seeing rich nigga news. Like, shout out all the black people that is made it in this life. But when we look at our shit and the trends that we be following or looking at, I just had to look up what a go-yard bag is. Cause I heard I couldn't get that song out my head because the girl I was around, she was like scamming and I'm like, oh, why she keep singing that shit? I'm like, I said, I guarantee this is some non-black owned shit that these niggas want to be down with. And found none of the bags are less than 3,500. That's another story. So let's get back to Shay real quick. Shay Gillis Alexandra, I believe the league was trying to make another Michael Jordan, especially due to the similarity in his looks. So it was a beautiful story, guy come in, 6'6", just like Michael Jordan. He got a finesse to his game or whatever. This before all the falling and shit. So he won a championship after putting in his work for a couple years. It's like, okay, cool. Jit gonna be something. Jit might be somebody. They had the best record down in the league all year. It's like, oh, they headed to another championship. But then they get to this Spurs series, right? And he's facing a real phenom in Wembyama. And this nigga said, all right, I got to put on the best performance of my life. This nigga falling on his head, his neck, his back. Every play is just mad ugly. It's just disrespectful. It's clumsy as shit. He's just falling all over himself. And he getting the car. That's the crazy part. If he did it and they set an example, first of all, I think they kind of, he looked like he was ready to cry during that post game shit. And I think it was a rude awakening because it's so funny because I almost look at it as symbolic that the Spurs brought out the nuns in game 6 because it was like, hey, we need God literally directly to win this game because Tony Brothers was the 13th or the 16th man. Shit, you might well say he was in the starting rotation, 8-man rotation. He was the 8th man. And with that said, it was just obviously just blatant about him flopping and getting these egregious calls. And it started to expose the league as y'all trying to make another Michael Jordan. They had, when people say the Jordan rules, my version of what I think the Jordan rules is you couldn't touch them. Old school brave NBA niggas will tell you that. They'll be like, you couldn't touch them. You could touch him early on. Maybe, and that goes to show his greatness, right? He was balling so hard, they was like, we gotta foul him, we gotta rough him up. So they had to protect like just blatant. You can't play prison ball. Prison ball is motherfucker. Oh you nice like that? Okay, got you. Go up again. Go up again. I'm gonna put you on your ass. I'm gonna foul the shit out you. We're gonna fight. We're gonna turn this into a fight rather than a sport. So you had to make protective rules. I get that. But when I can't even touch you, when I can't even like, if I'm guarding you, I can't hand check you. And then to watch, and I'm gonna still do this video. I'm gonna give a secret to what I'm gonna do, just in case anybody want to beat me to it. I wouldn't mind looking at the next person's shit. My favorite first of all, my favorite position in football is running back. My favorite running back of all time is Priest Holmes by far. Priest Holmes at low key Trent Richardson. Trent Richardson had a horrible NFL career. That was just the biggest disappointment. But I love, and you can almost, if I had to add a third person, it'd be the found play for Pittsburgh, the running back, take his time before he hit the hole. I would have never had that much patience back in the days. Like that takes extreme patience. Bitch, you gotta let something develop, but bitch, I'm ready to hit the first hole. Fuck all that. A gap, B gap, one of them shit. Bitch, I can't be doing all this waiting for the line to shift and shit. Point is, I love the way Priest Holmes used his blockers as like he just used them shits as a blocking dummy. Like he'll toss you in the front of him and he'll get you ran over just so he don't get ran over. And then the next nigga come up the second line of defense, the secondary. Oh, he abusing them. Stiff arm in the shot, the greatest stiff arm of all time in the NFL. Trent Richardson, the greatest stiff arm in college football. With that said, I wanted to do a compilation of the top 2 stiff armers of all time, and I was gonna make it funny and sarcastic. So obviously, Priest Holmes, my favorite running back, got the greatest stiff arm. But second to him, it'd be Shea Gilgeous Alexander. This nigga got the greatest stiff arm. Every damn play down the court, this nigga is stiff arming niggas. And the refs ain't saying nothing. Like, I couldn't play ball with a nigga like that because the first stiff arm you give me, the ref don't say nothing. I'm going to be just like Brandon Ingram when James Harden was doing that shit. That's how that whole Rondo Chris Paul fight. Go back and look at the tape. It started because James Harden gave Brandon Ingram a mean ass stiff arm. And the ref ain't say shit. Brandon Ingram was pissed. So Brandon Ingram was like, fuck this nigga there. He pushed James Harden. LeBron said in his head, nigga, you traded tonight. Brandon Ingram walked down the court. Chris Paul and CP3 fucking, then he really knew he was gonna trade Brandon Ingram on LeBron. That's why we gotta get LeBron up out of here. Bitch, LeBron finna go back to Cleveland. I already seen the message on the wall when they got swept. I knew they were gonna get swept. This shit almost seems script like WWE at this point. They get swept. Now not at least excuse to shake up the team, even though they got a really good team. But fuck it, now we can shake up the team. We bring in Bron. You got to make an extra roster spot for Bronny. And then motherfucking that's the end of his career with a already playoff team. That way people don't down him like they did with KD and say KD joined this already championship team. Even though Cleveland was already an Eastern Conference championship team to me, because they could have beat New York. They gave that shit away, in my opinion. New York have no business being in the finals, in my opinion. So, with that said, fucking LeBron goes back there, finishes his career. That's how his career is gonna end with Cleveland Cavaliers or whatever. And maybe they can hoist a championship or some story type shit. Now, is LeBron a great player to be 41 years old, dropping hits on these niggas like he just came out 22? Hell yeah. But at the same time, he's not a guy that you can win around. He's never really like he's always been ball dominant. I ain't gonna say he's never went. This is a man that went 7 straight finals, nigga. That shit was goatish, very goatish. But it's just his. You know what LeBron James' biggest problem is? The only real coach he ever had, only real management he ever had was Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra. You couldn't boss them around. That's why he had all that success in Miami. That was the worst decision he ever made to abandon Miami. He couldn't just boss them around and tell Pat Riley, "Hey, bring in my dogs. Make this a homie lover friends adventure. Bring in sorry ass Tristan Thompson. I don't even know how the fuck he stayed in the league so long. That nigga was ass, and more ass. Like Tristan Thompson is another Anthony Bennett. The nigga traded Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins is a champion. They call him Maple Jordan. Can you imagine what Andrew Wiggins could have became under the tutelage of LeBron James and the desire that he got? The team they could have formulated and put together: Kyrie, Andrew Wiggins, fucking LeBron. Then the niggas you could have put, the pieces that you could have put around that, Cleveland could have been multi-champions. But LeBron wants to have it his way, be GM at the same time. Come in, we got only thing he gave LA was a fake ass COVID championship. Like it's anyway. So the shade part is the league was trying to create another Chicago Bulls, another Michael Jordan through Shea. And I'm glad they realized they was effing up the game because nobody want to see a nigga fall. Nobody want listen, if you get to the line 20 times a game, nigga, you better been a Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was a phenom or B. You gotta foul this little nigga. It's too fast. He jumps, it's explosion. It's like Ja Morant before Ja Morant, but a Ja Morant on steroids, actually. And it's like you can understand a person like that getting to the Shea not athletic like that to be getting to the damn rim 20 times a game. All this damn falling and shit, Pedro Stojakovic type shit. Nigga, we don't want to see that. And it's not no real basketball enthusiasts don't want to see that. So he was messing up the game, the look, the imagery, and he got a rude awakening from seeing all the NBA seeing all this YouTube backlash. Like Tony Brothers was egregious. And it's like we start thinking about Donahue, we start thinking about Chauncey Billups. We like, wait a minute, what the fuck is y'all rigging out here, man? Y'all fucking up the real money of real people that really think they know something about the sports lines and know sports. And niggas is losing money because these niggas is bullshitting out here. So that in itself, and then the fact that the announcers couldn't really speak on it. God bless the dead. Bill Walton probably would have said something. But the announcers was just excusing the shit as regular behavior. Let me read some of these comments real quick. Let me go back to the top. Hello, bro. Adam, matter of fact, I ain't got no light, so I ain't shot nobody out. I'm just reading the comments. Hello, bro. And then somebody say, yo. Somebody say, AI. Can't you guys get back together? Somebody said, do the unbelievers not see that the heavens and the earth were joined together and we split them apart and we made from water every living thing? Will they not believe the Quran? Somebody said, sorry to hear that. Somebody say, no, that's not a real word. Next person, this is a rapper stream, only rapper doctrine allowed here. Another person say the difference is that if Ashley, I don't even know what this guy talking about. Uh, a house for a side chick, your brother be balling, cuh. Don't even know what that is. What time it is there, bro? Time for you to get a watch. Here in Compton, it's around 2:54 p.m. I'm in Compton. Compton got a beautiful background like that, jit. Where in Compton you gonna see that at, little brother? Anyway, as far as you know, nigga, I'm in Minnesota, jit. Anyway, hello, I told my mom I'm Therian and I don't know what that is. I ain't reading that. A furry is a person who just dresses up for fun and they have, you meant to say fairy or fur? Just computer talk. AI, yeah, AI talk. I see. So which animal do you feel the closest? My animal, whew, fuck, bruh. It's a good question. That's a great question, actually. I say the animal that lives the longest, whichever the animal that lives the longest and survives, that's the animal. You got to do the research on that. Whatever animal lives the longest and is a survivor, that's who I feel the closest in tune with. Somebody say calico cat. It's simple but effective. I am not AI. I don't know. Some of y'all got to spell and put your sentences together correctly. Because when you don't put a sentence together correctly and it sounds incoherent, time after time after time, I start to feel like this is a robot trying to learn how to speak and speech pattern, you know. Anyway, so that was the shade part. Now the next subject I'm gonna get to is this is the hater part, and I made me a beautiful milkshake today. Let me get a little bit of it. Still got a little ice too. You see the foam? That's the cream. Oh, it's a beautiful milkshake. That's what I aspire to do is have me a shake stand and do my thing, whether from a shake stand, then make it convert it into an actual stationary business. But it's gonna be on wheels where I'm in different spots making shakes. Nobody makes shakes and smoothies like me. But anyway, hold on. All right. So my next subject I want to speak on is when we look at the news clippings and stuff. Like I wanted to have something to talk about before I started the stream. So I said, let me see what's going on. And it's all these rich people collabing and it's saying this person got with that person. And they got like, it's like a it's like 1,000 rich niggas. And all of them collaborate with each other at some point. And we all in the millions of blacks is just looking with our heads up these motherfuckers. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my there go my dog. You ain't never met this nigga, he don't know you exist. You're a fan to him or a stan. Like nigga don't even look at you as a supporter. I wouldn't even if I ever got big in any kind of level, I would never call nobody a fan. Cause fan is short for fanatic. I don't want nobody to be fanatic by me because I damn sure ain't a fanatic about no human being on this earth. I'm a fanatic for my God, a fanatic for my daughter, a fanatic for my mama. So I am wrong. I am a fanatic for two people on this earth, my mama and my daughter, and then God is not a matter of fact, let me get on another subject before I even get on the talk about the rich folk. It was a guy, he's running for something in Texas, I believe. I thought he should drop out of whatever he running for in Texas and run for president. He said a controversial statement people thought was controversial. He said, God is non-binary. I was like, ooh. Oh, I know that was gonna hurt some folks. And I was like, when you put that shit in real perspective, like if you're a philosopher and you really like to think before you just come up with an opinion about something. God is non-binary. Can you prove to me God is a man? Can you prove to me God is a woman? You can't. Yeah, somebody deep in their feelings. That's the problem. When I got into my ethics course in college, when I took ethics, I wouldn't have made such a great grade had I been in my feelings. He said, "Get out your feelings." Oh, the professor was just down the rude, slightly shrewd. opening day in class because it was like while you got the chance to withdraw, you got 2 weeks to withdraw in college. I don't know if it's everywhere like that, but you got 2 weeks to withdraw. If you without it affecting your grade, he said if you are super religious and you're just already into your mind of what you think is what is, you're not gonna like this class. I'm gonna let you know now. And it opened up my mind in so many realms, not it's just in a religious realm, but just in life. And you start to understand, like, okay, I have to have some kind of inquisitive nature. Even it says in the Bible, seek knowledge. It says that fear God, the love of God is fearing God. And it also says seek knowledge first, trust in no man. So with all these realms under what the Bible states, I shouldn't just be trusting in what a motherfucker tell me. I gotta do my own research. With that said, how can you tell me God is a man? How can you tell me he's a woman? Now, nobody really pushes the fact that he's a woman. People just automatically assume he's a man. But it goes back to the age old quote, what came first, the chicken or the egg? If you can't tell me what came first, the chicken or the egg, then surely you can't explain to me God being a man or a woman. You just can't. So when I look at it like that, that's not a controversial statement to make that God is non-binary. Hell, when you look at nature itself, you look at worms. Worms, a earthworm, and most animals, especially amphibians and little creatures, they don't really have a binary sex. They just like fish. These motherfuckers can certain males do the woman's job. So it's like when we look at life, the structure of life, we look at ourselves. I think all humans are such egotistical people that we just think all life is revolves around us and everything else is an accessory. All the animals of the earth that are non-humanoids are an accessory. Hell, some humans look at other humans as an accessory that shouldn't even be in existence. But for the most part, average human thinks that all other life is lesser, and that doesn't matter. And God is only here to serve them, or they're only here to serve God, or whatever the case may be. But everything else is on this earth with you. Whether you can make it go extinct, you can kill it all, but it still don't change the biological nature of what God created. So why did God create these things that can have sex with the same sex and still have a child or still bear its offspring, whatever you want to call it? Why? These are questions you should ask yourself. I think the oldest college I remember back in the days, and probably still is the oldest college, was college Socrates, a philosopher. He had a college, and his college lasted 800 years. And when you think relatively in human existence, that's short. But when you think about America, America only been here since 1776. America hasn't even reached 400 years. It's only at 250. And there was a college that lasted. Not a nation, not a country, not a culture. A college that lasted, a higher learning, a school of thought that lasted for 800 years. This thing is more deeper than you can never fathom. And if you don't, and you know what college basically started as, they used to have these little steps, sort of like they got like pavilions. These days they have a pavilion. So like Orlando does a good job, and whoever's designing Orlando, mwah, hats off to you. Orlando has some beautiful open area structures for people to just come and congregate with each other. And it's like these in ancient Rome, we a lot of America and a lot of parts of the world is based off of Roman Catholicism and all that. But point is, ancient Rome, these people sit on the steps and they converse with each other and they challenge each other's mind. And that's what it's philosophy. It's philosophical. They question everything. Mind you, there wasn't no AI to tell you, no Google, Chat GPT, no Gemini, none of that. They had to just sit there and challenge each other's brain. Well, what have you collected and learned this week? And how can I be skeptical of that to where we can debate and come to a conclusion, hypothesis we're going to share, et cetera, et cetera. This was college. it was ultimate learning, challenging each other's brain. So I'm just here to do that. So for anybody that take any offense, get out your feelings and get into your brain. Your feelings is right here. Your brain is right here. Get into that and get out of that. So that's my thing is the person that said God is non-binary, I thought that was super dope. Let me read some of these comments, then I'm gonna get back into the hating part. Cause I'm just tired of seeing all the new. Anyway, we'll get into that. Let me read some of this real quick. Did I just get caught? I was not messing around earlier, but when I hear you growing up, your growing up story, you did well, brother. Considering the circumstances, I appreciate that. God is non-binary. He's just trying to appeal to a new voter base. Okay, see you around, Kaylee. Take care. Pause. I must be talking to somebody to come. Okay. Having said all these things, bro, um, I listen to it's a bunch of things, man. I want to speak on. Like even with the like before I get back into the hating part, let's talk about trees real quick. So I'm looking at the trees because I'm big into horticulture. I'm huge in that, and I'm looking at the trees just having a ball right now because we went through this big drought right in Georgia, and now it's been raining lately. And then it was yesterday was the perfect mixture like I never seen of rain and sun. It'll rain and it is like the tree was drinking water and then it'll get that photosynthesis that it need and it'll just get mad hot, sun shining crazy as hell. And then it'll rain again. And I said, man, these trees are having a ball. And I said, like, nobody never look at a tree as a living organism. Like so you kind of gotta feel bad for it. Like you can't move around. You only can see what you can see. And the only thing I could think was like that I kind of envy a tree on is the lifespan that the tree lives. The tree can live like it's trees I got here that probably was freaking living since 1910. 1910. You don't know a human being right now that's been living since 1910. And these trees probably got 50 more years, 60 more years of life. And what does it do? It stays stationary. It eats. It's kind of like a sloth. It eats, it sleeps, and it do the same thing over and over. And it waits for birds to pollinate it and feed it, and et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, look at these trees. Look at it. I guess you call me a tree hugger at this point. I'm a tree hugger. But I was kind of envious. I was like, man, look how much they get to see. We think that they're not seeing anything because they just stay there. But this tree done seen generations of people come and go. It done seen structures around it change. That's why certain places, now I'm understanding certain places trees are grandfathered in. And you can't even touch the tree. You gotta build around it. That tree been there before you even thought about making a shopping mall or making a church or making a house or making a redevelopment, making a hospital, whatever. That tree was there and it was witnessing it. And while it was witnessing everything, it was providing the oxygen that we need. And it was sucking up all the carbon dioxide that could kill us. It was doing a major favor to us. Anyway, nobody like this kind of conversation. I love it. Finish up my point. And I'm gonna get this 7 more minutes up into 40 minutes and then enjoy the rest of my day. And it's a beautiful day indeed. With that said, I am tired of when I get online, all the information. I think there's a room, and I think I've kind of found my space. My space is for regular people. Now, if I become extremely successful in my space, that won't make me such a regular person because I will have a unregular amount of money. But right now, what is so appealing, and I think that's kind of what's cool about rap. That's why I think that rappers don't have the success that other musicians have, like R&B singers, um rock and roll artists, because the beauty of a rapper is they first couple CDs is the struggle, and they rapping like like how like they rapping to say their literal life. It's like on some 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying. Once you made it, we can hear the difference. It's not even the fact that we know you rich, because Lil Wayne probably was fucking rich not from the start, but like nigga, you wasn't no youngin like today. Lil Wayne wasn't a new YN. He wasn't in the streets. He was protected. This nigga been doing it since 12, 11. But his Squad Up CD. Mind you, this he had at least baby a fuck a nigga if Wayne ain't touching M by Squad Up. My era being from South Florida, Squad Up was what made Wayne the GOAT for us. That was the greatest shit of all. That was the greatest musical era of rap. That nobody could beat Wayne Squad Up. It's not even debatable. So when Squad 1 through 7 is popping, when he came out with the other shit, what he did, the drought. Oh my God, nigga, the drought. At this point, the man was just damn hovering over people like God or something. He was just I don't want to sound blasphemous. The man was just like, they call them point gods. This nigga was a route guy. This nigga was just hovering over niggas. The drought 1 and 2, if you never heard, and that was the best time of my life. The point is, the man achieved such highs because that hunger. It wasn't the fact that, oh, he's just in the streets. It was the fact that he had something to prove. Like, I don't even want to go into all the quotes. Anybody that follow my streams know I could quote a lot of songs. I could quote damn sure Wayne all day. I will quote a small part. If I'm the only hot boy, then what do you call that? That's on that 500 degrees. Even though Juvenile slid on that 600 degrees, which I don't know about. Ooh, and shout out to Skip. Whoever Skip at in the world, shout out to Skip. But the bottom line is, Wayne did an amazing job. Matter of fact, I just said, listen, Squad 1 through 6 was insane. That's what made Wayne. That was hunger. The drought was Wayne hovering over niggas, like elevated niggas. Now he might have stole some shit from Gilly, but he definitely didn't steal everything from Gilly. Cause now that I got enough understanding, now that Gilly done got his flowers and his just due and all this shit, I realized, okay, nigga, yeah, he did steal your flow, no doubt about it. But he perfected your shit. He took it to the next level. His only probably from a street standpoint is he didn't acknowledge that he stole it from you. But he he didn't acknowledge and say, man, shout out my nigga Gil, and then keep doing his thing. That was the grimy part. Outside of that, oh man. But as far as the 500 degrees, that was an album made out of desperation. Everybody was jumping ship. Juvenile left, which was the main guy. BG, I think, was locked up. And he wasn't dealing with Baby because he like, yo, nigga, BG carried Cash Money. BG is like George Washington to Cash Money. It wouldn't be no damn Cash Money if it wasn't BG. Turk was always just there. I ain't gonna even stunt respectfully, but Turk was always just there. Turk was the best. Turk was the French Montana of Cash Money. Turk, you put Turk on a feature, he gonna wreck your shit. No doubt about it. His own songs, we wasn't so sure about. When Cash Money did that little album with the star in it, and shout out Lil Wayne Clear the Set, because that's when I first realized, cause mind you, Wayne was my least favorite artist. I ain't gonna even stunt. I liked it there. Wayne, out of the Hot Boys, it was always BG first, Juvenile second, Turk third, Lil Wayne fourth. When Juvenile dropped that Soldier Rag, I'm like, okay, antennas up, but it's still BG first, Juvenile second, Turk third, Lil Wayne fourth. Juvenile dropped that, huh? Okay, sorry, BG. Love you to death, my brother. This nigga first, because that was like the Bible. Bitch, you can't never, it'll never be no 400 degrees ever. Probably the greatest CD of all time. Juvenile first, BG second, Turk at this point is still third, Wayne fourth. Man, because Wayne had dropped The Block Is Hot at some point. And he had that, like the first kind of song I really liked about Wayne. Even though Wayne had some raw features, like Wayne is the, first of all, let me say this real quick. On that, I got 10 around my neck, 20 on my wrist, $1 million luck, $1 million kiss, pull up in my Lexus, sipping on Don P, call me, the baby Pacino or CMB. I boss every day, water, known to shine like a crushed wine face rolling. What the deal on the real? It's all about the skrill, pretty grill, pretty broads, and plenty meal. Ride to myself and my baby Ben. Spending 10 going shopping with my lady friend. Sliding Nashville, me and Boss being native. Then I chill on Washington with Slim and Baby. See the S on my neck symbolize my clique. See the S on my left symbolize rich. All this nights. All this ice and rich ice, got to see it to believe it. Man, it's out the heezy. 15, I'm working with 100 and better, and you can put that on my diamond. Gucci bezel, nigga. I was 13. 7th grade, I heard that. Nigga, I probably learned it in one night. It's amazing what your mind can do when you're young. I've learned that song in literally one night. I go to school rapping that junk like it's my junk. I had everybody jocking. I said, "Yup, this is what I want to do. I want to rap. I want to rap." With that said, he had raw bars, Wayne, at that point, but he just couldn't put a song together. So 400 Degrees dropped. Man, by the time they do that Hot Boy album, that's 2000. By this time now, I'm 14. Mind you, they were dropping CDs like every couple months. So I'm 14. All of them get their own song. The rawest song on that Hot Boy CD was Bot Whatever. Anybody will tell you. Bot Whatever, fatigued up, full of that dope, ready for war. Me and Mark with K, Tanya station up, ready to chill. Shooting at anything, chilling with 100 rounds. So you know they're going to be a killer. Better stay concealed in a place that we can't see. Rambling nigga in the night, in the evenings, we creep by whatever nigga. And then for us in that table. By snatch nigga for any reason. I don't want to get on all that. It's a Sunday. Bottom line is, Wayne was on the hook, and the hook was dope as hell. But Turk just went bananas. And then Wayne had a song called Clear the Set, nigga. I know they say little boy, he will play with K. Now, mind you, this is before Gilly. So that's why I say he got his flow from somewhere. Cause that was Lil Wayne. The last time Lil Wayne was rapping like Lil Wayne was Clear the Set. And he murdered it. Once Billy done came into the mix and he was able to keep his ability to write and come up with the punchlines, but just use a different flow, a different scheme. When, mind you, Hot Boy started to disintegrate, right? Once that, like after that BG is on Chopper City in the Ghetto, after that CD, Hot Boy started to disintegrate. That's when he started dropping the squad up. Shout out all them boys, Kid, Nut, Mario, all them boys, whatever them niggas name at, Yellow Boy, all that. Not Yellow Boy from nigga you know, but it was another nigga I think, whatever it's called itself, Yellow Bees or whatever. Bottom line is, them niggas who was rocking with them boys, okay, Lil Wayne became, like when Lil Wayne dropped that, we bruh does. I do it when I do it, and I do it like, oh, point is, Wayne just became like, it went nuts. And I forgot how I even get all in here. I don't went and got so deep into the Hot Boy jump. I say that to say, I don't even know how I even got to that point. Now I'm gonna just get to my next point. I'm gonna look at this video so disappointed when I look back at it, because I'm gonna be like, damn, that was my point. Because I gotta admit, I lost my point. I don't want to keep carrying on about Cash Money when that wasn't my original point. I had a point that I wanted to say, but I just forgot it. Bottom line is simple. Um, when it comes to this rich media thing of we seeing the same artists, same people, same thousand celebrities, and they do collaborations with each other, are they endorsing a product that they don't own and they trying to push it upon us, the common folk? I would like to consider myself a common folk that hasn't made it yet, and I can relate right now. I can relate. I think that's probably how I brought up the Cash Money part. Is I was talking about when an artist come out, they got this hunger, and that hunger is they that ability to want to get out the ghetto or escape a bad situation drives their creativity, their ingenuity. That drives most people ingenuity. But once they made it, they get lackadaisical and they just be chilling. Well, that's the same thing with podcasting and screaming. I will say that I don't have the hunger and the ability to want to just get online all the time and share my every thoughts and everything that happens in my life and every woman that surrounds encompasses my life. That's not what I want to do. But I do bring a authenticity from a level that you can relate to if you work hard. You feel me? Like, I was listening to a Trick Daddy interview and he said he thought scamming was feminine. And I was putting it into perspective and I was thinking about where I'm from. The scammers was gay back in the days, like the 90s scammers. Like the first niggas we seen driving foreigns and shit was gay niggas. And these niggas had money nobody could explain. And then at some point, it became a young male thing, which I believe they learned from punks. I tell that story maybe in a book, but they started getting into the business of it. So to see a young MA, which is kind of ironic, because Trick Daddy say he thought scamming was feminine, for her to have a song saying "scamming niggas where y'all at," it's like, which is it? If you the aunt and you the OG, she should find it feminine. But women chasing money, they not chasing about what's feminine. It's always been when trick. I look at it from a trick point to a certain degree of, and I look at it. I understand both sides, but to his point is, nigga, go put your life on the line. Go work hard for that shit. Like work hard don't have to be like a labor job. Not endorsing any fucking illegal behavior at all. But what I'm saying is, anybody that ever robbed banks or anybody that ever sold drugs, there's a risk element to it that they put their life on the line. Scamming is some secretive behind the fucking works, stealing somebody hard-earned money. Even when a drug addict come buy drugs, they work their ass off to buy that drugs. Maybe they did some fucked up shit for the drug, but you're getting it from them without actually stealing from them. You might be stealing their soul from a moral standpoint. Anybody got moral authority, whatever. Okay, cool. You got to make all those arguments. You might oppressing your hood and all that, bringing down property value, get it. But there's a work element to it. Scamming is just a type of a button to trick some old person out of these life savings. Now, there's the other argument that I got to it. So that's why I understand trick point of that's feminine. You ain't did nothing for it. Like, you ain't go hard for it. Now, there's the other argument of it from a scammer standpoint. Well, first of all, too, let me just, before I make that point, I can also understand it from a victim standpoint. Like, fuck, nigga, you steal from me, I gotta kill you, nigga. I gotta whack you, nigga. I would rather you spit in my face than take any dollar that I earn, nigga. It's not happening. You die about this shit. Now, from the scammer standpoint, white people been doing this shit forever. White people are the original scammers. They call it white collar crimes. White collar crimes. And the bitches get the least a bit of time. You want to go out here and rob this bank for fucking 50 grand, 80 grand, 100 grand, 200 grand? Nigga, I'm finna do this $3 million scheme and get less time than the nigga that ran in the bank with a gun. So who's the idiot? Who's the smart one? Fucking Rupert Murdoch, not Rupert Murdoch, Bernie Madoff stole 300 million. This cracker that had the shit what the Miami Heat used to call their stadium. The last bit scammer, the little, and it was a little, I ain't gonna say no folk name. Those who bless Israel shall be blessed. Let me say that in the middle of this chat. But little fam is called Friedman, Sam Friedman. Jit stole hundreds of millions. It's niggas with multiple life sentence ain't took more than 100,000. So I know a nigga right now with life in the 80s, life in the feds, life in the state. He caught out to the Fed first so he could do life in the feds before do life in the state. But he still got life in both. Off of robbing the bank for less than 500,000. And this nigga's out here scamming for millions. 20 years. So I can't knock the scammers in that regard because it's like motherfuckers just playing high politics. There's a comedian named Earthquake. He made a funny joke being sarcastic about how people who sold crack was disproportionately sentenced over people who served coke because mostly white people do coke and black people was doing crack because it was cheaper. And he said, man, I'm about to start he said, I'm gonna start selling coke with flour. Not flour. He said, I'm gonna start selling coke with baking soda. He like, man, them ingredients cost some niggas 30 years. He basically said, nigga, you mix it yourself and make you crack. I'm gonna give you the baking soda with it, but I ain't coming with no crack. He was being sarcastic to say, crack is cocaine and cocaine is crack. It's just once. You mean to tell me the baking soda getting you 20 years? And that's why I always, and on a side note, that's why I never did coke. Because it's like, motherfucker, that's crack. Nigga, you can't get me to do no coke. You can't trick me, nigga. That's crack. Nigga, we like Master P, shout out Master P, nigga. We serve cluckers. And we don't serve cluckers for anybody viewing. That was the mindset coming up as a teenager. And it stuck with me for life. That I don't want to be the clucker. Cluckers get served, and you can't serve me. I remember one time rocking the scraggly shit. And I do that ever so often when I'm feeling myself. And I'm walking through the hood, and the nigga was like, oh, I got you, I got you. Mind you, I smoked the weed at the time, so I'm thinking, okay, well, shit, what you got? That nigga showed me some Lays. I almost slapped that shit out of that nigga hand, bitch. If I would have been scrapped, I would have slapped that shit out of that nigga hand. But he probably would have shot the shit out of me unscrapped. Fuck, nigga, don't you ever show me no fucking crack pussy nigga. Show me no coke, nigga. I won't get down like that. I'm a real. You can't call you, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, sways just like other nigga opinions are sway from mine. You can't call yourself a street nigga if you do coke. You can't call yourself a street nigga if you do hard drugs. You can't. I don't look at that as no street nigga. I look at that as a baser. You call yourself a baser. We call them basers. A jug, a zap. You fucked up in the brain. You a weakling. You don't got the mind, cognizance, or control to say no. Bitch, didn't you niggas grew up in the same generation of dare that I grew up in? The kids off drugs. Then you niggas used to see the little Snuff McGruff commercials and shit. You niggas ain't used to get to see the little fried egg on the pan. Say this is your brain on drugs. You niggas never saw no commercials. It ain't ever turn y'all off. You ain't never get to see the crackhead on the ground and you be on the school bus and niggas is cracking on them. Just like motherfuckers when you was a jit, you saw a raw ass car. You like, that's my car. That's my car. That's my car. Like you claiming this shit. You speaking it into existence. You never seen a motherfucker make jokes. Oh, that gonna be you in 20 years. And you never took offense. Like, you got me fucked up. You never heard 10 Crack Commandments by Biggie? Like, what's going on? Who raised you? You're that weak. That's why certain niggas shouldn't get into the street life. You can't handle it. It'll eat you up. You can't handle no dope and not be tempted. Then you're weak. You don't see what it's doing to the motherfuckers you selling it to? You don't see how these bitches coming back to back to back to back? Bitch came in a motherfucking goddamn Lamborghini, a doctor. Nigga got $1,000 on him, spent the whole 1,000 with you. Next thing you know, he got a rollie on. He take the rollie off. He give you the rollie. At this point, you don't even want this motherfucker to leave the house. Hey, you stay in this bitch. Hey, he had the dope house. He had the crack house. Bitch, you good. Next thing you know, you riding around in the rock rental. The Lamborghini practically yours. Just for him to get another hit. Ain't nothing in you say that motherfucking goddamn. This ain't for me. This nigga ready to suck dick down there after the shit, after he got nothing else to give. You niggas ain't never seen Don't Be a Minister Sidewalk Drink sucking dick for a cheeseburger? Man, you motherfuckers is better get your mind together and stop following these drug addicts. We in the era of drug addict and body. When I say body, we call in Miami they say animals. I'm from Broward County. We say body. Some folks say thoughts. That's a new word. Whatever the fuck else you want to call it, bitch. And back old school New York niggas say jump off. Whatever you want to call the shit. That's the hoes that are the influencers, and the drug addicts are the ones who running shit. I ain't no way in nigga hell, cracker hell, or anybody hell, I'ma follow behind these niggas as being influential. And so when I see these addicts, and they got money, but they keep giving it back. That's why they make them influencers, I believe, because they like, yo, not only can you influence these motherfuckers to do foul shit, you ain't gonna do nothing but get them money right back. They never gonna give a nigga like me no significant amount of money. Cause I'ma save that money. Just like, bitch, that's my favorite fucking buddy. We gonna save that money. Yeah, yeah, baby. We gonna save that money, nigga. We ain't gonna sit on that bitch. Nigga, that money might well be draws. I'm sitting on that bitch. It's fucking blow what? You know, I be watching these little financial shits, right? And it be depressing sometimes. Talk about savers is losing money because the value of the money just goes down every day. And they're trying to destroy the dollar. But I'm the mindset of when you don't know what the fuck to do. Like they got a church song, Donnie McClurkin. When you don't know what to do, you just stand. Stop moving. My dad used to tell me, he said, you ever been in a situation where you trying to walk around somebody and you go left, they go left, you go right, they go right. He said, you know the best thing you could do? Just stop moving. That was the smartest. I've been doing it ever since a teenager when he told me that. If we ain't finna do the shuffle, I'm gonna just stop and let you walk past. You stand still. When you don't know what to do, you stand still. If I don't know what stock to invest, if I don't know shit about stock, I don't need to be having a bitch come tell me about stocks. I can look and learn myself. And if I feel I can't learn from it, let me just stand still. Let me sit. Let me not do no spending. Let me not go out to no scenes, no clubs. Maybe the hoes can see me. Come if they don't, I just gotta check off. But I gotta stand still is the point. Niggas don't stand still. They just spin, 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 spin. Then they got an Adrian Broner story to tell. Then they got a Floyd Mayweather story to tell. Then they got a fucking 80s nigga, drug dealer nigga story to tell. We was kings. Man, we don't give a fuck what you niggas was. What are you now? Cause there's plenty of old school niggas that's sitting on 80s money with the small faces. So what are you talking about, fam? That's what I'm talking about. Like sitting your ass the fuck down, staying out the way, and just saying, you know what, this is. But you can't tell nobody that. You can't tell no Negro that. Oh, you old cheap ass nigga. And then he holds the house song, spitting them, going back to young MIA, spin that shit, spin that shit. And then even the little other whole mulatto, she had a song like fuck a nigga and fuck well if you got money if you ain't spending or some shit like what up. I don't give a fuck. Then keep it pushing, funky bitch. Cause long after you been on came and gone, they gonna be doing just fine. Like Mary J. Blige. I ain't finna let no hoe trick me into brokenness. Got me fucked up. Am I rich? Hell no. Like I said, the beginning, the genesis of this conversation was to say that I'm tired of hearing about these motherfucking people with money when the money is so fluid with them. Fluid mean it runs right through them like diarrhea. They give it right back just as quick as it came in. They give it right back. And the and we don't even look at the sources of where it's coming from. It's coming from a broke motherfucker trying to be of that standard. I gotta go see my favorite such and such at the club for $500. I gotta go pay VIP and buy some bottles I could have bought for $20, but $80 or $2,000. I gotta go live this absorbent life I can't afford, moving to some shit that's gonna get repossessed. Even like, with landscaping, right? And I see this shit, you know what I'm saying? I do my own landscaping. This shit is exhausting. This is a big property to fucking cut. I can't imagine paying a nigga every and not having nothing. No, fuck no, fam. You gotta live to your means. I used to tell folks in my family that made exorbitant amounts of money, and they'll come to me and be like, "Hey man, let me borrow." They was always good to pay back. They'll pay back with interest. But it's just like you fuck up my saving habits. Because bitch, I don't like not knowing that part of it, the strength, like Superman got strength, is knowing bitch, there's a nest egg. When you take from the nest egg, even though I know this money is supposed to be coming back, that nest egg is depleted and motherfucker anxiety takes in. So, and I never want to feel a slave to any. I didn't have the entrepreneur mindset. I do got the entrepreneur mindset, but I didn't have the nuts. That's the best way to put it. I don't know a big word I want to use. I didn't have the balls to get out there and take the risks that other folks did because it's like gambling. And I never been into gambling. I don't want to play with no fucking money. I lose money, I fucking go to get ready to crash. So it's like, nope, nope, bitch. Let me just chill. Let me just work a laboring job. Let me say the bitch the old school way. This is how I learned. It's the only way I know. And it's been effective for me. It might not work for you. You might say the money too slow. But if the money is too slow, when you do bad, don't come to a nigga like me to borrow. If your way is your way, don't never think you can scam me. If your way is your way, don't never think you can steal from me. Just know that do what you felt that worked for you. As long as it don't cause detriment to me. And that's always been my mindset of I would try to shoot advice to loved ones and friends and shit. And they'll be asking me questions and I give them the answers. But they just don't want to apply that. And it's a simple theory, which is just keep going. Keep like they got this thing at the port, right? When you work at the port, I don't know if all ports do this shit. But there's at the port of Miami, they got this shit where it's a sign on the wall. It said just keep coming. And the reason they got this sign, because you're not gonna get picked every day. That shit was the most weirdest feeling I ever had in my life. Because you see these niggas pulling up in crazy ass foreign exotics, like the legal shit. And you're like, damn, I want to do that shit. Damn, what these niggas touching? Money. Longshoremen? Oh, these niggas touching money. And it's they just keep showing up. And it's a who you know politic based business. Like that's what I would imagine all unions is. But unions are beautiful. Let's not talk no shit about no unions. Big shout out to the unions, all the unions, the little unions that's America left without corporate greed. But with that said, seniority is what counts. And that's why I tell all of the newcomers and the journeyman, etc., if you make it the journeyman, keep showing up. And I was like, man, I can't keep making this drive every fucking day, man. Like, this shit is discouraging, nigga. I'm one of the first niggas to come in the building. And then you watch these niggas who know they got a guaranteed job show up 5 minutes before they do the call. And the call is when they start like selecting for which job you gonna do and who they want to select. These niggas like hand picking and like you, they'll call your name out. And this shit is like being like going to a basketball court and watching niggas get picked before you every fucking time and you don't get picked. Maybe when it ain't nobody else to pick, they'll pick you. So I was like, man, fuck this. I'm missing money. So I was trying to do both. Fuck it. I go do day labor. Because one thing about me, a bitch can't never say I'm lazy. Like niggas just, oh well, fuck it. I can't get on today. Let me go see if I can make it to the labor pool. But if I can get on, bitch, it's worth it, nigga. I'm gonna make great money. I ain't gonna get the numbers out. So the point is, they say just keep coming, and I didn't keep coming. And so when I came, I would renew my shit though, right? So when I did come again, I see people that was in the same situation I was, and now all of a sudden they journeyman. Now all of a sudden they got a year. Once you get that first year under your belt, it get a little smoother, but not smoother. Once you got 3, 4 years, you good. The point is, I'm like, damn, I should have stuck at it. I should have kept at it, but I didn't. Because it's a hard gut wrench thing. That's why entrepreneur thing always was tough for me because it's like I can't imagine getting out there trying to sell my shit. Even though I did that at the swap shop when I used to get out there and sell like little different furniture pieces and stuff like that and try to do my entrepreneur. But it's just hard when a bitch just bypass you. It's hard not to take it personal. You know, it's like being a door-to-door salesman or some shit like that. It's hard not to, or just like being a telemarketer. My first job was a telemarketer. My thing when I was a telemarketer, I was 17 years old. I used to call people's house, and some people, they just so fucking rude. They don't even let me get my rap off. Don't call my motherfucking house. Put me on the do not disturb list. Put me on the do not call it. Goddamn, like, why you gotta cuss me out? This is my first time calling you. I don't know that the fucking system done set me up to call you for the 100th time. And this shit get discouraging a couple times. Mind you, I was a jit this way back in this like 2003. I'ma cuss your pussy ass back out. Motherfucker, I ain't known tape recording yet. You tape recording is when I'm about to fully make the sale. So bitch, I'm not recording. Pussy ass, fuck that. Oh, I'm finna go ham on you. And I'm gonna put you on the call back in 15 minutes list because it used to be a prompt. Then you could call back if I'm gonna have somebody else call you back and get cussed out in 15 minutes. I was immature, but you be immature. And then I had some people that let me get into my whole shit because they were smart enough. Maybe somebody done told them the game. I get into the tape recorder part now, where I gotta officially nail the sale. Now that they know we on tape record, they say, sir, one guy said to me, he said, you know what time it is, sir? He said, you've done this long speech with me. I said, yeah, it's about 6:30. He said, exactly. He said, I'm literally at the dinner table with my family. So what gives you the motherfucking right? That's when he went into this tirade. And I'm thinking, you pussy bitch. And I gotta sit here. I can't even hang up on him because I'm on recording. So I just put the headset down and shit, like just looking at shit crazy. We used to have this guy used to come by the telemarketer place. He was the liquor man. He'd be like a mobile liquors or whatever, and we'd buy liquor on lunch. Because that's what it took. Niggas was high and niggas was drunk while they was making sales because you're gonna get cussed out so fucking much. I say all that to say this is when I was 17. It shaped my life for the head of me, which was I realized early I didn't like rejection. And I realized that I did have persuasiveness to me, but when I get a couple rejections in a row, I get dissuaded because I don't like to feel like I'm begging. I never been a beggar. I never asked for nothing in this world, and I think I didn't even get the most out of my daddy because I never asked for nothing. I always went and got it, and he used to say, "Closed mouths don't get fed, son." And I'm like, "Yo, you be giving like sons money $50 and $100 at a time." So one time I went to my pops and I said to him, a significant amount of money. I was gonna sell a number, but I ain't gonna say it was a significant amount. This one I wanted home ownership in South Florida. And South Florida's no sneeze. And so I was like, I told him for every such and such money that he put up, I'll match it like a 401k, meaning that I ain't never asked you for shit in life. I let you give all your other sons and shit all this money. I never asked for nothing. Now when I do come ask, I'm coming asking for big boy money because I know you got it. Can you help me? And he gave me a simple fucking no, didn't blink, didn't think about the shit 10 times. And I was thinking in my head, the worst my dad, I got so many life lessons he used to say and speak. He was like Shannon Sharp, they got 1,000 sayings. So he used to always say, son, the worst thing I could tell you is no. And that end up actually coming into fruition. The worst thing you can tell me is no, because I ain't never asked you for shit. So you should have told me yes the one time I did. But nevertheless, it made if that was the last straw for me that broke me, like I ain't never asking a nigga for shit. Period. I don't give a fuck. I ask for nothing. I gotta go get it. And that kind of hampered me from doing the things that I wanted to do because I was scared of rejection. And it made me extremely when I realized I'm all I got and I don't got nobody to back me up financially, I realized, oh shit, I can't proceed with recklessness and fail at certain things. Like Michael Jordan's son had a shoe shop. Which how easy is that to sell Jordans when you Michael Jordan's son? And the nigga fucked that up. That's like gotta be damn near impossible. This nigga was scamming his own customers. So it's like, that's it goes back to the essence of this conversation. Anybody look at the beginning of this conversation. I was talking about how these kids of nepotism still be fucking up. And people who have it the hard way, they end up it builds character for real because it's like when you know you can't fuck up the money or you gonna be on your dick, you don't take chances that everybody else will take. Even if it would have caught, one thing I was pissed about, and this when my friendship got ruined with some people. I ran at this liquor store before, right? A liquor store pumping all working with some A-Routes and shit. And when that Robin Hood shit was popping, and when GameStop, all that day, it was record sales. It was like crazy. Like everybody, that's when motherfuckers realized that's why a nigga don't do any investing right now. Because when the little man was winning, they cut off investments. They was betting on diversities and shit, this and that, right? Not diversities. They was betting on dividends and shit. Not actually. They was when you bet against the odds. There's some and you think brick and mortar gonna fail, so you bet for those odds. So with that to say said, these white guys is playing this game of betting and investing. Now I'm saving at this time, right? Why don't you come to my nigga ass who works hard, who talks about finance? Why don't you come to me, hey man, we got this, and put me into the game room? So they don't put me on game, right? The next day I'm hearing these bitches brag, the white boy who had less money than me. But he in one day he ended up with more money than me. He made 15 grand. That shit pissed me off. I can't be around these motherfuckers. I can't. I don't want to be around these motherfuckers. Because, bitch, you a whole lot on this, but you'll work the shit out my nigga. I work circles around this cracker. But yet, motherfucking, when it comes to investment tips, you want to keep it amongst each other. And you're an A-Rod, bitch. It made me realize that's why I don't get into the foolishness no more. Let me say this again. Those who bless Israel shall be blessed. Because when motherfuckers get to America, all the the rule book go out the window. It's fuck the niggas. I gotta, how do I say this? How can I acclimate myself to be of white standard? Fuck these niggas. That's the first thing they learn. So I was like, you know what? Let me fall back. And I fell back. And I became with a standard that, okay, we're not doing no investing. We're investing in self, but this is something that we got to take prolonged time before we take the just fast risk. And that's how I live my life. With that said, man, I've probably spoken, overspoke. I'm going to read the last couple comments and then I'm going to be up out of here. Um, Talking about things that is over your head, and when you get a real profile, you can ask me that. I would like to say to anybody that if you ever want to troll, if you ever want to validate or make what you say legitimate, when you do it from a real profile, it makes yourself seem authentic. You could be on some fugazi shit, but the fact that you did it from a real profile and make people say, "Well, he must be belief." Like you could be lying. Like they're talking about the dangers of AI. There's like AI give you an answer with full competence. It could be totally wrong, but it's of the belief because it's a computer that is right. People will believe you when you're totally wrong if you had that competence and you don't. So when you say nigga fuckers, I talk about some information that is not a privy to you because you couldn't fathom it. You can't assimilate what I'm speaking on because your brain can't fathom it. Anyway, ETE says avoid the job stat labor app. Some computer shit. Fuck easy money. It's always a trap. Good morning, man. Hope you're good. I am good, blessed. And it is mostly always a trap. And it's a pyramid scheme, a Ponzi scheme where somebody gonna get money. When you invest and you lose your money or you do something that's a get money rich, get rich quick scheme, somebody banked off of that. There's for every loser, there's a winner. And every winner there's a loser. So just always know that before you out here and people tell you, oh man, you're not investing. How about you start saving? I know it sounds ridiculous. And I'm not telling you to save in banks. Hell, I will give you some, I'm gonna give you this right here. But I almost thought about at one point, but I'm not gonna do that part. But I'm gonna give y'all a super game real quick rather than just withhold it. If you had to hold on to money, hold on to the actual coins. Now, I'll tell you why I say that now, because people are gonna say, well, paper currency is this, and that, and this. But I would rather go buy antique silver, like real silver coins. That if no matter what, I can melt this bitch down. Real gold coins. I can melt this bitch down. It is real fluid currency. Not just so if you got whatever amount of money you got in the bank, convert that into you can buy bars. That's not well, you should have got him motivated when you see the CIA agent sitting on $40 million in his house. Real 40 million, not fiat currency 40 million. That shows you he knew where the real money at. He could have been to convert that shit to some cash. Fuck that. He need the real thing. And nobody knows like the CIA. So I would just be sitting on actual converting my figuring out how can I convert my shit. That's the best investment you can make. Instead of giving up your gold, like when motherfuckers used to have that little program 10, 15 years ago, we buy gold, we buy gold, we buy gold. Yeah, they damn buy gold because they buy real currency that ain't gonna never depreciate. Even when they say it depreciate on a spreadsheet, the value of it is still valuable. And if you didn't buy that, buy resources. You ain't sitting on the oil. You can't buy. If I could buy a barrel of oil and sit on the oil and it not like do anything like water and evaporated shit, I would buy oil. I will buy natural resources. Is the point. Resources, rare earth minerals, bitch. If I can get my hands on some plutonium or some shit, nigga, give me that before you give me the value in currency for me to sit and wait for a bank to do the investment that I can't do or scared to do because they don't care about losing my money because guess what? They lose it, they print more, or they just tell me I'm screwed. That's my point. I've said it all with that, and y'all take care, man. People will spend spontaneously. How about save spontaneously? They'll never do that, fam. Because they're gonna always have these musicians put in their face telling them, "Oh, you broke, you cheap." And that's the whole point that I never got fully into. But saying I'm tired of just these same thousand ass black celebrities we got. I'm just talking about from the black world. White people do the same thing too. But I'm just talking about from a black standpoint. We gotta see these same niggas and they getting together and they all got on a rented yacht like their life don't be as glamorous as we think, and the money that they do make, the resource of them making money is off of black business. Is off of black business, and then they go try to buy the first thing they tell us to shop black. They say shop black. You go shop black, and the first thing he do is the nigga you shop with is go buy some white shit. Now, obviously, I'm sitting in the vehicle that ain't made by black folks. We don't own no, so you can't avoid the white. But what I'm saying is, bitch, go buy a Goyard bag or go buy a Birkin bag for their bitch because they quote unquote rich now off the black dollar. Meanwhile, the black man trying to support black business. So it's a charade, and it perpetuates because he's gonna come back and he's gonna gloat how you niggas ain't got shit, how he got it all. And we gonna celebrate when we see niggas and shit that we never had and live vicariously through these folks. I don't want to live vicariously no more through nobody. If I ain't got it, then congratulations to you, but fuck you. That's my point. Anyway, Lord, take care. I'm out.